Hello, I'm James Clark from the Department of Physiology at King's College London. And in this short tutorial, I'm going to show you how, with a little bit of help from a macro within Microsoft PowerPoint and a cleverly made slide, you can easily create transcriptions from your presentations that don't require as much editing as maybe some other methods might do. So I've created a presentation here. It's only got 4 slides, but I've spent some time narrating it and I've got it to just the way I like it. If I then transcribe this using a method I described in another tutorial using Microsoft Word and its dictation function, I would create a rather boring single paragraph of text where I would then have to edit to add in where the next slide goes in and add paragraphs. Using a macro in Microsoft PowerPoint, I can automatically insert on every other slide a second slide deck from another presentation with the words next paragraph, new slide, next paragraph. In doing this, every time you then record this presentation to a video file and then send to Microsoft Word for transcription, Microsoft Word will automatically insert a paragraph break, the word next slide, and then another paragraph break before transcribing the next slide. This means that when you've created your transcript, you don't have to edit it quite as much as you might have had to before. So I'm just going to show this in action. Here is my 4-slide presentation. I'm going to go up to the Tools menu, choose Macro, and choose the Macros function. I've created a macro called Insert NS, that's Insert Next Slide, and I run it. Now what it's done is it's inserted on slide 2, 4, 6 and 8 a slide containing a dictated passage saying the word new paragraph, next slide, new paragraph. I'm now going to save this as an MP4 file from within Microsoft PowerPoint by going File, Export and choosing MP4. We can now see the resultant MP4 file on the bottom of the screen and Microsoft Word on the top of the screen, ready to accept the dictation. And now I'm going to start the video and the dictation. We've sped up this section to make the sequence a little shorter, but you'll see that after every slide, the green slide with next slide written on appears and the narration is completed. Now it's finished recording, we can have a look at the transcription, highlight our transcription, format our paragraph to give us a little bit of spacing, and you can see very clearly the transcription now includes paragraph breaks and the word next slide to instruct students to go to the next slide before reading your transcript. So what's in the macro? The macro is in fact very simple. If I go to the Visual Basic Editor and show the macro, you'll see that all it is doing is going to the first slide of the presentation. It's then loading a presentation called nextslide.pptx from your computer and copying the first slide of this and then pasting it into slides 4, 6, 8, 10 and every other even number through to slide number 60. If this macro was to fail, in other words if your presentation was only 12 slides long, it would insert the last and then stop, because that's how macros work. This is a very simple thing to copy and paste into any presentation to run this macro. I appreciate this is probably technically more challenging for some people than others, but it might be something you might want to do should you have a lot of presentations that you need to prepare transcriptions for and are not able to use a commercial transcription service. If you found this tutorial useful, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel.